the main thing that people need to know about this is like, just like you win big, you lose big. Bienvenidos a este podcast Atlanta Dulce Hogar, un podcast dedicado a real estate, inversión, compra y venta. Este momento vamos a hablar sobre el flipping y tengo conmigo a Carson y a Chris Romero. Muchas gracias por venir al podcast.
¿Qué tal, Atlanta?
Hey, what's the first thing people need to do?
Okay, I've done one. I did one deal.
Yeah.
I didn't do that good. So the good thing about this is that, not the good thing, the main thing that people need to know about this is like, just like you win big, you lose big.
Yeah, you lose big.
If you lose, you lose big.
Yeah.
So I have this idea, right? Where if you want to flip, concentrate on the area. What area? Don't take it too far away from your home.
Yeah.
Right? I would say no more than 20 miles.
That's still a little more,
It's
but
still,
go ahead.
it's still
I
too
think
much.
so.
Well, but 20 miles, what is it, like 40 minutes
I think
from
you
home?
should be able to go nationwide, but maybe not your first few.
Well,
No,
No,
but I
you-
mean,
First
if you start,
when you start,
like, I mean, we're starting. This is the first one we're gonna do.
We're not gonna get into like no boots touching the ground here. We're just gonna go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Say your first flip. All right,
And then
we find
you-
something in the backyard of Atlanta.
You need to know
How are we gonna go
much-
about doing that?
How much? I think the first thing you need to know is how much houses sell around
Yeah.
there.
So I would say sourcing the deal, you want to know the back end already. So when you source a deal, obviously what you first have to do, you either have to get in touch. There's about 3 ways to source it. One, just doing it yourself, just the sweat and blood, going into it, finding either an off-market property or an on-market property yourself, and seeing if it's a good deal,
Which-
making offers and getting a
Right.
deal.
Which,
And
which
so
by the
you
way,
can
is
either
not
do it
as
with
easy
a real
as
estate
market.
agent. You can do it through a wholesaler, or you can do it yourself.
So through a wholesaler, the thing with a real estate agent is that you cannot, unless you're a broker and you do something, because you have to let your broker know.
Yeah.
So, but that's a different
That's
thing.
another
We
thing.
want to talk
Most
about.
people-
Let's
do
talk
it.
about flipping houses for people who don't know it, because there's a lot of garbage on social media.
Yes.
Right? Telling people, oh, you don't need to have money, you don't need this and that. So let's start from the process. So they find a home, but there's a lot involved, because unless you really know how to do the work,
Yes.
it's going to cost you money.
And losing someone
Yes.
else's money.
And losing
Lose
someone
your own
else's
money,
money.
you can't sue yourself.
But here's the
You
thing:
know?
if unless you have a lot of money and you're going to fund it yourself, the reality is you're not going to do this without someone's money. You're going to have to go find most likely a hard money lender, especially when you have
Still
no
need money for
experience.
that. You still-
Yeah.
You're going to need money
And it's gonna be like 15%.
Yeah.
on a good
Right
day.
You gotta
now,
put a lot down.
16
You're gonna pay
about.
for a lot of
Yeah.
points up front with hard money.
So
But
you
that's moving forward with the
Yes.
deal. We're going right now sourcing it. So
Okay.
as far as all right, we're gonna go sourcing, seeing what's a good deal, actually going through, moving through the processes,
That's right.
renovating, selling.
Okay.
So right now we're just on sourcing. So I would say very cheaply get kind of some kind of software you can pull house numbers. Like PropStream,
So you start doing.
Remind, Vulcan 7, a lot of
Okay.
these places where you can pull a bunch of properties and their addresses and
Oh,
get
okay,
the
okay.
numbers for them. If you're not going the realtor
Oh, 'cause you're
wholesale
going-
route,
you're
just
going-
get on the phone and start pounding. And you got to do it a lot. To find
Okay.
a deal,
That's
you gotta be
to
making
find the
offers.
deal.
Yeah.
Okay,
to find
I
the
see
deal.
what you're saying.
And that's time consuming, which a lot of people, the reality is you don't
They're
have
doing
the
it as an
time.
investment.
Right. You're doing this as a side gig, a side hustle, and you're working a 9-to-5 job.
You got to
doing,
put a little bit of time in it. I think this
It-
is what matters the most.
and this is why
is.
this is not as easy as everyone makes it seem on social media.
Yeah.
People don't realize the back end work you have to do to make this successful. And that's just to find it. And hopefully you have people in your little network or in your group that can actually do the work. So now let's continue trying to find it. So they're using PropStream.
So you're getting a deal. You're making offers. You're seeing what offers stick. You might get beaten out by other people if you're going on market. The wholesalers might be taking too much profit. You can always negotiate with them. You might be negotiating with home sellers. Ultimately, you want to have an abundance mindset. You want to put deals away, not just to get the deal. If the deal doesn't make sense and you're so close, it's better just to kick it to the side and have that abundance mindset. Like if you had 10 deals you were working on right now, I always say, always make sure your numbers work and have that space. Almost try to get in a wholesale sense when you're first doing it. And in that sense, you have a little extra profit, maybe 10, 20,000 that you're under budget because it makes you feel, something could always happen with the property. And if you're not very experienced, you're, one, just not going to pick these things up. And two, you're probably not going to have the relationship with the GC to do it efficiently and
GC
in a timely manner.
General
Because
contractor.
of these,
Okay.
if you're first doing it, time is always of the essence, because we'll get into this later, hard money it makes it just the whole ordeal more stressful because you're compounding interest right then and there all the time.
Yeah, it has to be, like if you do use hard money, it has to be 3 months, 4 months top. It cannot be more than that. And then when you go see the property, let's say you found the property. When you go see the property, you have to go with somebody that knows and can tell you by just looking
how much it would cost to fix that home up.
Because once we find the deal, we need to know what are our ARV, which is after repair values, to where, in this area, I can sell top for this much.
And I would say if you're on market, try to get the contractor out there before you go under contract.
Yes.
If you're dealing with a homeowner, you have a lot more leverage, and you can probably
most people won't show you like it would be like after you get onto a contract. Like due diligence is after you get into a contract.
Well, all right. So you hit a good point. Where most hard money lenders is going to be 3 or 4 months. You got to pay them back immediately. Maybe a balloon payment, whatever it is.
Usually is balloons.
And you need to get one contractor that does everything.
You need to realize today's market is different. You're not going to sell that home in a month, but it's also going to take you probably a month or two. So now getting
I would say
GC,
3 months.
Yeah.
And that's being generous, because it's going to take you time to fix the home up. And this is why you have to have somebody with you who is experienced in this. Because the reality, your first probably 3-5 deals, you're going to lose. You may come even, but until you get the gist of it.
You'd always lose, but
I've seen people winning This
is why you got to analyze it all before. So
but then you have a lot of competition, because if you take too long, because that's another thing. People is like, well, let me think about it. But then another person that is already doing this for a living is coming and saying, yeah, I got that.
That's why you get off market, and that's why it takes more time than people think, because you want to really be the only person there.
They're calling
people off market and talking just to the homeowners.
But the wholesalers are going at it, and they're sending.
If you're in a popular area,
emails to people. Hey, I got this.
Yeah.
And you know which one is the biggest gentrifying area in the United States of America?
Probably Atlanta.
Yes.
Probably Atlanta.
It's Atlanta metro area.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are losing their houses. Because that's another thing we can talk about.
Okay, let's say you find a deal. It's stressful. We're already in stress. So just know, it might put a little gray hairs on you. Big risk, big reward here.
Look,
but if you go out and you find enough deals, you talk to enough people, you'll get your deal. So you got your deal in hand. What are we doing now? We're wanting to analyze the deal. I think the 70% rule is golden. 70% rule breaks down the repair cost as well as 15% for profit of your after repair value, and then 15% in holding cost and real estate agent fees for the disposition, not deposition.
Okay.
So I think it's about 9% in holding costs and closing costs, 6% for real estate agents makes up that 15%. The other 15% is profit. So let's say here you have $350,000 ARV. You want to multiply that immediately by 0.7. That incurs your profit, all the real estate agent fees, all the holding fees. It's an average. It's not absolute, but people use it's like the gold standard. Almost everybody uses it.
Oh wow,
works really well.
So that means you have to get that home at 245
245 minus
repairs.
So say you're doing $60,000 in repairs. You want to buy this property, and it's not going to be a $350,000 property. So don't think you're cutting people down by $200,000. It needs work, and it probably is around 185. And the good thing about on market, a lot of agents in mine know this, and they price the properties accordingly. Because there's some properties only investors can pick up because they won't pass financing. They'll pass hard money, they'll pass cash, but they'll not pass conventional FHA or VA.
There's some hard money lenders that do lend you money for repairs.
Hard money is essentially cash.
Yeah.
And
but they lend you for their repairs.
Yeah, they're looking at the after value. That's kind of the thing with hard money.
Well, I guess we'll touch base on hard money on a next one because it's not so easy. Not everyone's going to qualify. Yeah, now, you have to have good credit and good income.
You have to make them feel comfortable in the deal.
Yep, they have to be sure that you're not walking away.
I would say if you're looking here in this deal, we should be at $185,000. If you're first starting, you should add about 10% on top of that. Try to.
So out of the 185, how much are they going to have to put down or cough up?
A 185 to buy the house.
Yep, to buy the house.
I think it's
with a hard money loan.
20% with a hard money percent. I know 10% and 20%. There, it all depends because remember hard money loans are private.
Don't forget these are people who have never done this. So as a hard money lender, you're going to pay a lot more. So 10% would be someone with experience. 20, 25, 30%
plus points
if it's your first
plus
3 deals.
Costs. So you may be in $40,000.
Yep.
No, not just they don't. Okay, when I did it, it was my first time, and they didn't require points, but they do require origination fee.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was like if you borrow,
we don't have this fee, just this fee.
Exactly, $100,000, then you pay. 5,000 origination fee. If you borrow 2,000, then you pay 8,000. Then they have like a
you're
bracket.
Gonna be up there. You're gonna be tied in. So don't think it's just something that's quick, easy. You can go get a FHA loan or something.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing with like if we are talking to the people that is trying to get their first house. No, when you get a residential loan, they don't want a house that you need to flip.
That you need to fix.
And it's all based, then you need to fix. And it's all based on like, remember guys when your parents told you like, oh, you don't take care of this because it didn't cost you anything?
Yeah.
And nothing is a promise.
Yeah.
So like banks don't believe you. Oh yeah, he promised me that he was gonna fix the house and then the house was gonna get its value. No. And also like if you don't put money, then you don't care about the house, and you.
One thing about hard money is they can always. I think you end up buying the house, but they can always come back and assume the property themselves.
It'll be the same thing as a loan. They will have the right to foreclose on you and take it from you. The problem is they don't want to do that because they need to move cash quickly.
Yeah,
exactly. So because they're in the business of lending money, they're not in the business of having houses.
There's hard money. You could also go private. I know you're saying it's the private's the whole thing where people say, "Oh, you can get in this game for nothing."
Yeah, but
you can, but you get run into this catch-22 where it's like people want to see that you've done house flips, but you need to get their money just to do house flips to prove to them that you can do house flips.
Well, you can.
And I want to say that should stop anybody because you could have someone that looks at the deal. They go, "Well, it's a good deal, and I don't have it under contract. I'll go in with." I'll give this guy a shot. Yes. He can make me a lot of money down the road.
So let's play. Okay, you did get the deal, and it costs you no money. How do you fix the home up now?
You need somebody that knows.
You need money.
Their money. They need to any private money lender. So you rich guy at your country club. He has to know that he's putting in the money to fix the property, and this is what he'll get out. You need to be very clear with people about. The math works like this. You should probably even have quotes from GCs before you go and present this to people. Unless you have a working relationship with them.
People lie, numbers don't lie.
Yeah,
that's right.
GC contracts, comparables. It's exactly. The offer price the seller has agreed to. That is very concrete. You can present that to someone, and that I mean, it's all like people can doubt people saying this, but at the end of the day, if you give people a good deal, why not make $30,000? Who cares if he's a kid, 21 years old, whoever?
In 3-4 months.
Yeah. They'll know it's a good deal. You have faith in yourself and you feel like it's great. Present it to someone.
So all right, so we found the property, we got the deal.
We analyzed the deal, we got it. You go under contract, you go through, you do an inspection, you make sure your GC is happy, and then you close on the property. Let's go. We got the property.
And then you start working on the property.
And then you start going in. This is why you want to be in the area. You want to check it. If you're remote, you can have an agent and offer them the deal to sell it.
Yeah, to be like the
to
leading
check
agent
in
once
every
he's
so
ready.
often. Yeah, to check in every so often. But hopefully you're just in your backyard. You can just go check on it every so often. Contact the GC every so often. Make sure everything's going smoothly. Yeah. You have different exit strategies. At this point, you start to say, well, and you can even do this under contract. Well, what does it make sense? Do I need this for depreciation? Do I need this for this and that and that?
Yeah.
We're just talking about flips right now, so we're just doing the casual short-term flip. And the exit strategy pretty much there is get the property renovated, try to get pictures of the property in a near completed stage, and try to just get it on market as quickly as that near stage comes.
And in today's market, right. So as soon as you have the flooring done,
today is November 23rd. November.
Well, as soon as you have most of the work done and the house is presentable, you can always tell the buyers, hey, listen, we're going to have this completed. And put that in the contract because you want to get the house under contract as soon as possible.
And get a good agent that's worked with these before.
Right.
They'll know what to do.
They'll know what to do. And one thing people need to realize is you also limit the buying pool. And this is why those houses will sit on the market a little longer, is because now they cannot go FHA because of the 90-day flip rule.
Exactly.
So you've limited your pool because now most buyers are first-time home buyers.
To be conventional.
So it would have to be someone with a conventional,
unless
maybe
it takes
VA.
you 3 months to fix it, then you're good.
You're right.
You mean with the purchasing the property?
So when you have a FHA,
well, if someone else purchases it, then you're fine.
No, but if
they can purchase a flip FHA.
No, you can't because you have to be 90 days.
No, you have to wait 90 days from when it was bought. Wait. So you bought it. You bought it, right?
No.
Let's say I bought it. I'm gonna flip it, right? Mm-hmm. I bought it today. Today is November 1st. Let's say I have to wait until
February?
No,
December, January, February.
Yeah, February 1st.
So 12 weeks.
To sell it to somebody.
FHA.
90 days. I have to wait 90 days to sell it to somebody that is FHA, that is coming with an FHA
the end buyer
loan.
FHA.
Yeah, but in those 3 months, I can fix it.
Is it under the contract? I'm learning about this today. So
no.
So
FHA has
is it the
rule.
day of the contract or the new closing?
No. FHA has a rule.
From the time that person bought that home.
So by the time you close,
so if we close today,
90 plus days,
I have to wait 90.
What if you're on a contract in 80 and close in 110 days?
Nope, because of the offer.
So you have to go under contract.
The offer has to come in on the 91st day.
Days.
Right.
90 days.
Now, the other issue is, and I've had this happen. I forgot the exact number.
Had that happen.
Well, here's crazy. Another one with FHA.
But it's only for FHA.
If it's a flip, right, and you are within the 91 days, there is also a little catch. If the house, I forgot what the numbers are, but if you fixed it and you made more than a certain whatever the number, the lenders will know this. If they made too much money, now you got to get 2 appraisals.
Oh, wow.
You have to have 2 appraisals, and the cheapest appraisal is the one that's going to win out.
So, like, if they bought it for $1 and they sold it, they're selling it to you for $300,000.
Yep. FHA is going to stop that and say, hey, we need to have 2 appraisals done, and then there's something else.
Luxury flips only.
and
hey, you know what they're doing in Alpharetta area in like a really prosper area?
Good area.
You know what they're doing? Good area. They're buying those old houses. They're turning it down, like they demolish it, and then building a new.
Oh yeah.
But that's not considered a flip.
That's new construction.
That's new construction.
Yeah.
But I know. But that's what they're doing. They're buying $500,000.
Flip it so hard, it's just not there.
Exactly.
So we have the property up and running. We're trying to sell it. And so we know FHA may be an issue, but there's still people out there buying cash. There's
And the thing,
VA.
and most contracts, most GCs are going to take about 15 weeks.
That's right.
If not a little bit more. Especially if you're doing
15
it
weeks,
in the
most
spring,
contractors?
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it
They're
also
gonna
depends
take-
on
yeah.
how big the house is, right?
Depends how big the house is. Depends if you're just doing a cosmetic rehab. Depends if you're doing a full gut job or if you're just going in there.
That's why you
cleaning
need
the
to go
property.
and see the
Well,
house
so, yeah.
with a contractor, with
My
somebody that knows how
advice
to fix.
to people who want to start and flip: do not get to complete gut jobs.
No.
'Cause once you start breaking stuff,
I'd say
you don't know what's
cosmetic.
behind.
I'd say cosmetic
I
will-
try
is
cosmetic as
okay.
well
First,
for your
I
first
wouldn't
flip.
even. I wouldn't even do something that's light because the margins might not be there. It's hard for you to negotiate with a seller. Back in there was a time 2020, early 2021 where people weren't so aware of their home's value. Now everybody knows. Everybody knows their home's worth a lot.
Well, they assume
Yes.
it is.
Yeah, and if they don't know, that's
well,
right. They
if it is
assume that they
worth
have
a
of
lot
equity.
if you have it in good conditions.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you're not doing a
Because he doesn't-
cosmetic or gut, and you're just doing a light, very very light rehab, you have less negotiation room because then you start getting the turnkey.
But
world.
see, like that's the thing, you need to know what is selling for around the area.
Yeah.
Because if you
Right.
if you don't want to do cosmetic, let's say no, I want to go and
I
do
would
a
think
good flip, like
at
I
that
want to do
point
a
just to
good
wholesale it.
remodel, right? I want to do
If I
a good
was
thing,
that quick,
renovation of the
yeah.
house, and then doesn't sell for more than $350 around
Yeah.
you. Why are you going to spend so much money renovating it really good if it doesn't sell for that much?
Well, one thing I was taught was you don't want your house to be the best house in the neighborhood.
Never.
Yeah.
So you're gonna want to renovate it to just enough to get it sold and make that
That's
money.
why you don't do price per square foot because price per square foot, there are glass ceilings in the market.
Right.
And price per square foot will blow clean through those ceilings. And you'll go, why is my house is better than these other houses? It's just as good. It's just bigger. And it's not sitting
Yeah.
there because there's a glass ceiling in the market.
Yeah.
We have one right now where the ceiling's $300K. We had to we couldn't do the full rehab because the rehab with the house, it was like one of the biggest houses. So we couldn't do the full rehab. We had to kind of get creative and see, oh, what can we fix here? What can we do there just to get it at like 285, still get a good profit and walk home with it instead of blasting it through the roof, going to the nines, having the coolest house. And it's just in an area where no one's going to pay for that.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it's like sticking a mansion in certain areas.
You
It's
gotta
like,
be careful with that.
yeah, it's like, no, people could afford the mansion. It's a cool house, but if you're getting a mansion, you might not want to live in a certain area.
That's
Most
right.
definitely.
And that's an extreme, but you get the point.
Yes. All right. Thank you
That's
so much,
that's got
guys.
it. Yeah. I
Yes.
mean, we'll go into more in depth. I think this
Yeah,
is a
another-
topic where we could have
Oh, yeah.
30-minute hour discussion on each and every
Yeah,
topic.
there's so much things, and what we would have to do eventually is break it down in more detail for each one. But one thing I would like to see is what questions do you guys have regarding
Yes.
flips? Let us know. We'll discuss it with you guys on live and in color, and we'll help you guys. Figure out if flipping is right for you.
That's right.
And the reality is, it's probably not right for a lot of people.
It's hard. It's tough. But let's just go everything before we go. So first, we have sourcing the deal. Get on the phones. Find someone. Find out what the house is for in the neighborhood. Know your stuff. Know your numbers. Feel good
Yeah.
about it.
That's the best thing.
Analyze
you can
the
do. Know
deal.
your numbers.
Go nitty gritty into what your house is. Nitty gritty into the other houses. Really make sure and ensure that your deal's good. Go through with it. Get your contractor out there while you're under contract. Make sure everything's good. Line everything up. Go under contract. Get it sold. Buy the property. And then
Move on to the next project.
move
Rinse,
on to it.
wash,
And probably I would
rinse,
say
and
while
repeat.
you're renovating, go start looking at the next thing if you can.
Yeah.
If you got that rich
Well,
golf club guy, start looking at something else.
well, that's why you need the team, right? So that when I did it, the first thing we had was people who can actually do the work,
Yeah.
right? So I had a friend of mine who can do the work. Then I found the bank that because how am I going to put an offer if I'm not sure? And then I started looking for the properties. Once I started looking for the properties, I already had my contractor and the bank in play.
Yeah.
So now I could put the offer. Now I go and submit that to the bank. But I'm also walking around with my contractor saying, hey, how much do you think it's going to cost me? And you want them to go high. Always go high. Because if you can get it cheaper, you'll be good. Anyways, to the next episode.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. And esto fue todo por hoy. Esto fue Atlanta Dulce Hogar, un podcast dedicado a venta, compra e inversión en real estate.
Adios, three amigos.